Aloha, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about receiving, and we're not going to get too deep into all of the layers of the receiving onion, as to why we might there might be deeper, more rooted, more deep roots as to why we can struggle with just receiving sometimes. And so, yeah, just to, touch on something that I was recently inspired by a client of mine and working around this. One thing that we had lightly touched upon, just to kind of even bring, awareness to a lot of the things that we actually can have trouble receiving. And so because, there's all these little things that we're needing work around, it's kind of like, just pick one and, start working on it. So, something as simple as a compliment. If you are a person that, say, struggles with receiving compliments, just try the next time somebody gives you a compliment to not go where you would normally go. So this is kind of a little bit of untraining our habits. So if you're somebody that, say, somebody throws out a compliment, and maybe you through family social training, you just have the habit of responding back with like, an already set dialogued answer of, kind of like dismissing the compliment of, this whole thing, or, I didn't do anything special. So whatever your habitual answer might be, your habitual reply, just pause and just take in somebody was giving you a compliment. So here is my opportunity to receive. All that really, really, really needs to be said is, thank you very much. And it's really that simple. And trust me, obviously, I'm working now as we speak, with clients around this very thing. So, and it's something that I've even had, as if like I'm somebody special. Trust me, I'm not. I've had to work through all pretty much the same issues that I think every other human on this planet is working through. But yes, I too have had to work through these issues, but if I can do it, you can do it. So that's why I'm here, talking about it. And so, it might feel awkward, it might feel weird, just resist the urge to go back into old habits, old patterns. Even if you notice that some of the old habitual thoughts might be there of where you would normally take that dialogue, just, stop it. Okay, now is my time to practice my receiving. So here's a compliment coming in. Let me receive the compliment. Because when we do things like, sort of like push back against the compliment, like, no, it's just this, or it's that, or you're not only resisting receiving, but you're also actually cutting off the desire for others to want to connect with you. And for a lot of people, one of the initial sort of icebreakers that we have to just even attempt to make even a lighthearted connection is through complimenting. And so, to realize that you might actually be cutting off a bridge from potentially developing before it even has the opportunity to develop. And so, just fight the urge of whatever the habit is and just practice the receiving. And then, if anybody has any further struggles with this, we can definitely get into like I was saying, earlier, the deeper layers of this onion, of the receiving onion, we can absolutely go there, because I do find too that for most of us, the real root as to why we have struggles receiving is because we have a lack of self-worth. And so ultimately, it's like we feel like we don't deserve the compliment. Who am I to be deserving of this compliment? Somebody's complimenting on my looks. Well, who am I to be pretty? Who am I to be attractive? And it's, even on the subject of prettiness, of beauty, it's really not your place or your right to say what somebody else thinks is pretty or beautiful. So too, it's kind of like you're even kind of like creating a sort of control around what somebody else is just acknowledging as far as they see it. You're beautiful. Thank you. Cool. And then so, that's something kind of lighthearted. I get that can, lead into some deeper emotional stuff too. But then to go into something like receiving more money, which is one of the main reasons why this particular client of mine and I were crossing this road of receiving and how can I receive better. And so, it was in actuality, a very common scenario. I mean, I hear it from myself to all kinds of people that I know personally, to, just even searching around like different communal pockets and listening to people's stories. And, there's tons of us that have problems around, or just, challenges around receiving money. And so again, in my opinion, the deeper layer to that onion is really a lack of self-worth. And so going back to the example of working with this client, her main issue that was recently coming up was she had been asking and praying to receive more financial freedom. And it was starting to come to her through her business. She's a recent, entrepreneur, and she's trying to build her clientele. And some of her clients were actually just kind of out of the blue, seemingly out of the blue, offering to give more money for her services. And her knee-jerk reaction was to kind of like stifle the offering. But, good thing, and she's a fast learner, she caught herself and she caught what she was doing. And so, we just, and in the moment, she's telling me her scenario, and, in my opinion, she did a fantastic job of catching herself, wait, let me retract that. I don't mean that. So, some authenticity there. And being brave, too, to kind of like, wait a minute, let me retract that. I don't mean that. What I mean is this. And so, that whole thing was just like, wow, bravo to you. Like, you nailed it as far as, being in the moment of having that receiving come at you. You noticed yourself in the habit of what you would normally do, and you caught it. And so, as far as I could see it, it's like, yeah, like you made the right play. Good job. And so it's, again, catch yourself in the habit. So if you're seeking, with that example, more financial freedom, some financial abundance, and it's actually coming towards you, it's coming back to you, and then you go and try to stifle it, stop it. Oh, no thanks. Oh, actually, this or that, or, wherever the mind tries to go, stop yourself. Wait. And I mean, kind of like, her example, beautifully done, even being in the moment. she had already kind of refused, and then, you know what, actually, I don't mean that. My mistake. Slip, whatever. And, that's fine. Like, and that's the other thing about life and, self-mastery and improving oneself and just, progression is that you actually notice your progress in those kinds of moments. And so please don't look at those moments as, oh, I failed, or, oh, I didn't pass the quiz. No, you did. Like, you caught yourself. Because that, that catch is like one of the hardest parts about changing our habits and our behaviors. So the fact that you caught yourself in the moment, and the fact that you had the bravery to, that's not being authentic, and gosh darn it, I've made a goal and a commitment to myself to be more authentic. So this is actually what I mean. You don't necessarily have to say all that dialogue out loud. That can obviously be all internal. But, the how to receive better, really the crux of it is just stop yourself from whatever habits you currently have when you go to refuse anything that's coming towards you. So any opportunity that you have to receive, wherever you would normally go with it, fight the habit of where you would normally go and just receive. And I get that that's going to be uncomfortable for a lot of us. And by the fact that it's uncomfortable, I know that's exactly where we should be. Because, progress, self-improvement, self-actualization, spiritualization, none of that is really a fully comfortable journey. There's pockets and moments of being in like, bliss, and aha, I get it, and oh my gosh, like, we are really all one. But then we kind of have to snap back into, oh yeah, but I still am, I have this thing called an ego, and I am living life through it, and I am spirit having a human experience. So great. What do I do with that? Well, we have to apply the spiritual teachings in these moments. And so one of the moments that we can start progressing as more enlightened, conscious beings is being open to the art of receiving. And when we really get it, and we get why too, that there's a sort of art to it, you get that there's no rigid system, that it's a very free-flowy thing. That's why it's an art. So there's no right or wrong way to receive, as long as you're just receiving. And then the beautiful thing too, on the back end of that, is when we can get the hang of receiving, we become even better givers. And so if you're one of those people that really enjoy the heck out of giving to people and giving to others, but you don't like receiving, that's where your work is on the receiving side of the giving equation. Because we need both sides to have an equal sign. So the equal being unity, some kind of coming together between two things. Otherwise, who are you giving to, right? So giving plus receiving equals unity. I just made that up, so let me know if the math checks out. But I'm pretty sure it does. So anyhow, we're just kind of keeping it a little shorter and simpler today. That's it for now. Man, I am still working on trying to get my main camera up and running. Come to find out, I think I'm having issues because I don't have a correct memory card to be able to process recording at the quality that I need to record at. So I'm still just shooting this on my phone, but for now I feel like it works. So we're just gonna keep going with it. All right. Oh, I got a little lit up today. All right, that's fine. So anyways, yeah, that's it. Just kind of keeping it simple. But if anybody does want to have basically an extension to this topic and diving deeper into that receiving onion, and to even get more deeply to the root, I believe, that self-worth issue, please let me know. We can absolutely go there. I'm happy to do all of this. I'm just so stoked to honestly have this YouTube channel finally up and running. It's giving me so much joy, and I'm so looking forward to each and every video that now it's like I'm kind of almost starting to get stimulation overload because I have so many ideas. So I'm saying that to say I have a feeling probably very soon I will start actually uploading some more videos. Some probably keeping with like the longer time ranges, like 20 to 30 minutes, some being, sort of shorter like this video. If I don't stop talking soon though, it'll end up being in the 20 to 30 minute range. So just giving another update on that. But yeah, I'm loving this, and I'm loving that I'm already having some people tuning in and subscribing. I'm so grateful for that. And so, thank you all so much for coming along for the ride. Just listen to me chat at the camera, maybe share some helpful things, some of my own experiences and insights. And then hopefully, we can eventually get, a small community going where, there can be some more dialogue between you guys in the comment section, sharing stories and all that kind of stuff. All right, so that's it for now, and we'll see you next week. Aloha.